Hello everyone! Today I would like to present German composer Johannes Brahms himself playing his piano arrangement of Hungarian Dance No. 1. On December 2, 1889, C. Wagnerman, a representative of Thomas Edison, recorded Johannes Brahms performing two segments of music at the piano. It was recorded at the home of Dr. Richard and Maria Wellinger in Vienna. The works recorded included part of a paraphrase of Strauss' Liebe, preceded by measures 13 to 72 of Brahms' 1889 arrangement of the first Hungarian dance for solo piano. This recording begins with the spoken voice of the engineer and Brahms' own spoken introduction. Here is the original recording of this Hungarian dance. And here is the score of the recording, which starts in this red marked measure. Okay, let's hear it. Well, this unique historical document should have been held as an important window to the world of 19th century music performance practices. The musical information was almost entirely masked by noise. The recording was, in fact, so noisy that musicologist Gregor Benko wrote that any musical value heard in the cylinder recording can be charitably described as product of a pathological imagination. Indeed, despite various attempts at filtering and enhancing the recording, the poor quality of the cylinder recording resulted in a general consensus that the recording was of no significant musicological value. Using an innovative approach to audio signal analysis, musicologists Charles Nichols and Jonathan Berger were able to transcribe the music by painstakingly removing layers of noise to reveal the music embedded within. Transcription was followed by careful analysis of the numerous performance nuances, agogic implication, improvised segments, and added elaborations. In reconstructing the performance, they measured and compared various temporal aspects of Brahms' playing. Since the dance uses a limited number of rhythmic patterns, we subdivided the data according to rhythmic types. The most recurrent of these is dotted quarter eighth note major unit. There are 16 recurrences of this unit in 4 consecutive 6 major phrases. Each of these phrases culminate with a half note accompanied by a pagation. The second section of the recorded segment of the dance is characterized by two four major phrases of sequential upper neighbor melodic patterns in three groups of 16th note. 16th note. 8th note separated by a measure of 8th note, quarter note, 8th note. This section is cadenced by a two major 16th note sequence of descending conjunct tetrachords followed by a 16th note pattern terminated with 8th note, 16th note, 16th note, quarter note. The score repeats the last phrase with the neighbor note embellishment replaced by octave skips and a septuplet arpeggio replacing the 16th note sequence. While the overall durations of the three large phrase groups that incorporate the dotted quarter 8th note units major 13 to 24, 25 to 36, 37 to 48 do not differ radically. The internal longest and proportions of each major unit is remarkably variable. Majors 13 to 24 have an overall duration of 10.82 seconds. Majors 25 to 36 are 9.28 seconds, and majors 37 to 48 are 9.86 seconds. Major longest range from 0.69 seconds, major 21 to 0.93 seconds, major 33. The most outstanding performance feature of this section is Brahms' tendency towards underdotting. The 8th note exceeds the duration of its preceding dotted quarter in majors 14 and 19, and is approximately equal in duration in majors 20, 34, and 40. The dotted quarter is given its full duration value only once in major 38. The other distinctive performance practice is Brahms' elongation of the middle quarter note of the amphibaroque figures of the second section, majors 49 to 60. In addition to the agogic features of Brahms' performance, there are a number of instances where Brahms departs from the score, both by melodic insertions or alteration and by modification of the phrase structure to facilitate closure at a non-terminal musical point. I have also found a recording of pianist Claire Huangci playing this piece in 2020 in Germany. I like how she uses less pedal in this last section, differentiating it from the previous lyrical sections. Here is the recording. Let's hear it. Claire took a similar tempo to Brahms' performance, but it is hard to hear what Brahms did in the pedal. I think she did a very good job. In the 21st century, one should browse photographs from that era to really sense what it is like to love the music of that time, and take a look at the photos of the composer to sense how they look like and what kind of personal character they might have. This is a photograph of Brahms at the house where he did the recording. Here are more pictures of him. And here are some of the pianos he used. Alright, that's all. I hope this presentation was informative. Thank you so much all for listening.